Good morning, everybody. We're out and about this morning trying to beat the heat. I'm try to get these girls and Buck and Boy, try to get him moved to their next paddock. Out there in the shade already. That's where I'd like to be. We're gonna have to take down this old fence. Haven't got taken down yet. That's gonna be our, take it down, and it's gonna be our fencing for our next paddock. And that's the Premier 1 42-inch fence. This fence is not positive negative like our Stark line is, but it has a lot better stays. Stays being these up and down the white heavy plastic. It does not have to be near as tight as the Stark line, and it stands up and looks really good. And this is Stark line over here. We have Stark line and Premier 1. It's mixed together to make the size paddocks that we run. Generally 2-acre paddocks. This is a 1-acre paddock that they've been in, so they pushed through it pretty good, and it was a planted field, so there was lots of a lot of clover mainly in it. You can still see some of it in there, maybe. A lot of the clover they not only ate, but what you got to think about too is what they walk on and lay on and scratch on. So not everything you plant is going to come up and be food for them. Anyway, for today's goal for me is try to make this video and give you a generalized idea how to move this netting around and how to prepare for it. Like I said, it won't be a long video probably, but it'll be a kind of, not a how-to, but how we do it anyway. Give you an idea. Anyways, let's get started. Here's some of the fence that's been taken down. The Stark line. Just take it down, and I usually don't throw it down. I usually just pull it up and roll it up as I go, but it's so dry and it's been so hot that these posts are really stuck in the ground. So I've been lucky so far, just kind of on the double spike ends like that. I can take my boot and just tap them around a little bit in both directions. Not too much, you don't want to bend them. If it gets to where it's too much, we get a little pry bar and we put there where you put your foot on and step it in, we just pop them out. But like I said, from now, Dad's taking care of Mom over across the road, and he's usually out here helping me. But just one man, I'm just gonna take them out and throw them down like that, and then roll them up as I come back. This one popped up. We got lucky. I'm just taking them, throwing them down, flipping them down, and I'll come back through and roll it up. This is a split we got to take down. This is the difference in our Premier 1. It's here on the left, 42-inch, and this is our Stark line positive negative on the right. It can be ran together. We figured out just hooking the positives up, and the bottom it's which is the negative line for the Stark line, we just leave it unhooked. And through the positive, we don't have to do any type of ground rods or anything for the Premier 1. It works through the negative on the Stark line. If you touch it, we're running, the pin we just made was anywhere from 9 to 10 bolts, so it's working. They respect it, and that's the big thing with Electronet. I read a lot of people say, oh, they don't use Electronet, their goats get hung up on it. Could get hung up in it and twist around, and if you don't get to them quick enough, it can be fatal. But I think what I've seen for the most part, and it may not be every case, for the most part, they usually run a fence that is not hot enough. They shouldn't ever get close enough to getting their head in these squares. They should be popped real hot, and then never have a problem with it again. Anyway, I gotta run. Always double check, make sure that the fence is off, and I'll be back and show you how to unhook this section. We gotta unhook this section. We're gonna pull it around, and it's gonna be part of our wall, and they're gonna get all of that back there. This wall right here is gonna stay. So we're just gonna open this up, swing it out, and take it around, and so none of this is going to get taken down, but all this, and then it goes along on the back side way out there. We're gonna get all that taken down and get it moved. But I gotta go check this charger, make sure it's off. It's always the first thing I like to do, but forgot to do it. Like I said, new. I'm trying to video out. I'm gonna go check it and make sure that it's good to go. And we're back. Good thing I went and checked it because it was on. It would have lit me up. Anyway, we're back at it now. You can see we put zip ties. Get the light right. Zip ties hold the posts together. If not, they'll open up, and that's about the only way we've had to go escape is whenever we first got this. You see these two just clip together. Stark lines on this side, and that's Premier One's clip on that side. Don't know if I can. Anyway, can't do it one-handed. I'll just pull these clips apart, and I'll show you in a second. Okay, got them pulled apart. Took 2 hands. Premier One. These clips are, I don't know, they're just a little bit better than the Stark lines. They're heavier duty. What I mean by that is that band right there. That's how they clip into each other. Each one has it, and they just slide into each other and kind of hold each other. But this band doesn't have much give, and Stark line really doesn't either. They're a lot better. I've read reviews where they used to be real bad about not holding together or anything. Anyway, just unwrap that. We cut the zip ties. Sorry about the shaky video. Cut the zip ties, make sure not to cut any wire. And then it's single spike. This Premier One is single spike. Like I said, the bottom on this is not a ground. All these are positive though. Will get you good. And this is our Stark line. It is a positive negative. What I mean by that is this is the positive that we just had hooked up to the Premier One. And the bottom of this is a negative. So if you hook up to other Stark line, you just hook that up and it grounds itself on this bottom wire. There's little metal strands in it. That's what grounds it. That's why you don't need metal grounds by your charger like a lot of people will use. And I am a fan of that. Anytime I can get away from having to hammer rods into the ground, it's a good day. Anyway, I'm gonna start going this direction and start getting it taken down. I might try to find a better spot and I'll show you how we roll it up and everything. All right, we got Dad out here. He showed up with the tractor and brush hog, and he's getting our fence lines cut in. We leave our posts in, all our corner posts. We drive T-posts, and then we put some poly pipe that we have. We lay over it as insulator, and that does all our corners and keeps all our corners good and tight. So we just go from fence post. He knows where it's at. We'll weed eat around it. A lot of Cerisa came back up on the outside. We weed eat around it. They're gonna have all this. Can't even see through it again. We get these fence lines good and cut. Then we run some baler twine. Run baler twine around it. And that's kind of a straight line for us. Dodging trees up here. Dodging trees and poison ivy. Anyway, that's our baselines, our twine, baler twine. We go off that, and that's where we put our spikes in on our fence. It gets us a good straight line, and everything stays good and tight. You'll never find them. Checking out the fences. All the way in the middle. Couldn't see them, but you could hear them back there. Clipping along the outside, so keep an eye on the fencing. I didn't get much of it putting it up. Just me, and this ground was so hard and dry, we had to hammer in most of the spikes. That's every 12 foot. We went from the single spike and we started running, or I started running Stark line, and it's a double spike, so had to start hammering every 12 feet. I think on the Stark line has a double spike. So anyways, missed out on that. The next rotation, I'll try to get some more footage of the string line and putting the fence up. We got them moved. They're happy. Going crazy out here. Like I said, you can't hardly even see them. Except for these lazy ones eating the protein tub. They don't stay on it very long. They'll chew a little bit and then go back out. None of them really stay on it. Filling up waters, got to move the dog station, feeding station, and then be done for the day. Out. Get back to work eating. What came up Thursday up at the problem. Fresh water. Chewing up the tree on that poison ivy. Our goats, everybody says, oh, goats eat poison ivy. Our goats will eat it on the tree. Once it's on the ground, growing on the ground, they're not really touching it. Our goats or what? They're left on the tree. Anyway, that's probably the video for today. Sorry I didn't get a chance to do much of what I was wanting to do, but like I said, it's only me out here and it was hot, so we just got done what we could get done. I'll get better at it. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Everybody watching the video kind of follows our page. A lot of you never met, and some of you I've talked with on Facebook Messenger. And you've asked me questions, I've asked you questions. And like I said, if I don't know the answer to a question, we're fairly new. I have a lot of friends who were a member of the National Kiko registration. I go to some of these sales here in Oklahoma and met a lot of the breeders from across the country. And haven't met one that wouldn't help you out. If you had a question about a goat, sick goat, or fencing, or what should I do here, what feed should I use, they've always helped me out. So, like I said, if I don't know, I usually can find somebody who does. So reach out to me. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Appreciate it, guys.